All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What the Sheet. And in today's episode, Torque Test Tuesday, I've done this twice now. We're going to be doing our Metabo brushless 18 volt impact driver. And this is going to be the last one of our Torque Test Tuesday series. I was thinking about doing my drills. However, it's just hard with those because they don't kind of act the same way as these guys do. And you're not going to be using a drill to tighten or loosen a bolt. So there's really no point in trying to test the torque settings on those or the torque ratings on those. So this is the most powerful impact driver I have besides my impact wrench. And it's also the only brushless 18 volt / 20 volt impact that I have. And we're going to be testing the two different batteries I have for it. So I have the 3 amp hour battery, which came with the impact wrench itself. And then I'm also going to be testing this FlexVolt multi-volt battery pack. And this is a 4 amp hour FlexVolt pack or an 8 amp hour 18 volt pack. So we're going to be seeing if I get any extra power out of this tool by using the bigger battery. In theory, you should, because in most cases when you put a bigger battery pack, in essence, the electric motor is able to dip farther down into that gas tank with the bigger battery pack and get a little bit more juice out of it. So we'll see what happens there. And it's going to be the same as usual. We'll do 5 seconds of impacting on these 5, tightening, and then I'll measure the breakaway force and put that on the screen. And since I'm using 2 batteries, I'll do the same test twice. And then we'll do the same thing for doing the breakaway torque. I'll probably start at about 150 foot-pounds, and work my way up in 10-pound increments. And we'll see if we can't max out our test rig. Like I said in the last week's video on the Milwaukee, that this my torque meter could only go up to 250 foot-pounds. So if we meet or exceed that, there's really no way of me knowing. The Milwaukee, I think, only did 215 foot-pounds, roundabouts there. So in theory, we should have enough of a gap where we can actually measure the peak ratings on this guy. I don't think this has any of the actual foot-pounds or inch-pounds ratings on the tool, but I will put that on the screen as well at the beginning and at the end of the video, so you guys can kind of reference what Metabo, Hitachi, Hikoki, whatever you want to call it, is claiming versus what's actually being seen here in my shop with my little setup that I got. So I'm going to get started, like I said, with a 3 amp hour first. Then we'll jump up to the 18 volt or the FlexVolt 8 amp hour battery for fastening, and then we'll go on to loosening. We'll just see where we go from there. All right, so this first bolt here is fastened down to 250 foot-pounds. This is with the 3 amp hour battery. It's been able to make it through everything else relatively easily. That last round was 240 on this last bolt. It took it about 4 seconds before it started to spin. So we're gonna see if it can do 250 foot-pounds with a 3 amp hour battery. Remember that. All right, that was no problem. I mean, it took it, what, 3-4 seconds maybe to do breakaway 250 foot-pounds with an 18 volt, 20 volt brushless impact driver from Metabo. I'll also show you the multi-volt battery and how well it did, or how well it does with that. But other than that, I mean, this tool is pretty beastly for what you're paying for cost-wise. If I remember right, I think I paid like $100 for this, and that was the impact driver, the battery, the charger that can also charge the flex volt charger or flex volt batteries, and a bag was like $100, I think. And obviously on top of that, you get kind of put in that Metabo line of other brushless tools. And if they're making, you know, a brushless impact driver that could do 250 foot-pounds of breakaway torque or plus, that's pretty good. I know for me, Metabo is sold at Menards, which is local to me. I think they're also sold at Lowe's, but I can double check that for you guys. But other than that, it's a pretty good tool. If you're looking for kind of a budget friendly impact driver that can do quite a bit for a decent price, the Metabo's not a bad way to go. Other than that, like the Master Force also did really well. Like I said, it was almost equal to my Milwaukee, and it's about half the cost, or I wouldn't say half, maybe about a third cheaper than the Milwaukee is. And then on top of that, I also have my my Master Force impact wrench that I used for changing tires on my truck when I had it, and it's great for doing any real heavy duty type work, like driving lag bolts into studs or into posts and stuff like that. And Master Force is also sold at Menards, and you can buy it online and have it shipped to you if you need to or if you want to. But other than that, this will conclude the Torque Test Tuesday series. At the end of this video, I will go back through and I'll actually post a big spreadsheet on the screen of all the impact drivers from the lowest rated torque all the way up to the highest, which will be the Metabo. And you guys can kind of see where they all rate. And then I'll also put a price on there. So it'll be the tool on the, I guess it would be, let's see, it'll be on this side, it'll be tool, the max torque of fastening, breakaway, and then the price. And I'll rate them all that way. So that way you guys kind of see where they all rate at. If you're looking at either a 12 volt system or an 18 volt system for construction trades or something like that. But that's all I got for this video. If you guys have any further questions or want me to retest some of these tools or do some other tests with them, just let me know and I'll get it lined up. But that's all I got. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.